I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
This is podcast number
5.
Introduce yourself, Tom.
I'm Tom. Introduce yourself, Jay.
I am Jay.
And this
Micah.
what's his family name, Jay?
Micah Watkins.
I'm sorry,
Watkins.
That's it. No, it's this fucking dickhead butchered his last name actually when he was.
Do you know what? Many years ago, when I was a kid, we did HMS Pinafore, right, at school. And they put it in the newspaper. Do you know they actually got my name right the first time?
Oh yeah,
Michael Watkins. Because, like, Micah, where does that come from? What's the origin of?
It's a biblical name. It's from the Bible, Micah.
What did he do?
He was just a very good man, and I think Micah is spelt who is in the sight of God or something along those lines.
So he had, like, no special powers, like Samson.
No,
it's not Marvel.
He was just,
No, like, yeah, Samson could, like, beat up people and had hair. And then Jesus could walk on water.
Yeah, you're going to hell.
And then there are many things in the Bible where people had powers, right? Like,
absolutely.
Like, Goliath was massive. He was a giant.
Yep.
Yeah, 8 foot tall.
With sling. Mm-hmm. Come on, Micah, like, help us out. Micah had no powers. He was just a man.
That's right.
And he was...
just a decent man.
like Job.
Yeah.
Why was he in the Bible? He was just a good guy.
Yeah, I've lost.
This is...
Why was Jesus in the Bible, Jay?
Jesus.
Why is God in the Bible?
God's in the Bible because it's their story. Micah's in the Bible. What does he do? Like, you know, like Job has a reason. He was the guy who lost everything yet still stayed faithful
He
to
was
God.
like a prophet, so somewhere along those lines.
So Micah was a prophet. Yeah. Okay, fair play. All right, that makes sense.
Just
That's what I was
Google
trying
it.
to get at. Oh, but you're named after them. If I was named after something,
they're all supposed to be a
Listen, mate, the fact that it says who is like God or who is in the sight of God, that is enough for me, mate. And that was enough for my mum.
It's a beautiful name.
Of course it is a beautiful name.
It is.
But Michael's the more common of the two.
Fuck common. Since when do you promote the being common? Like,
Is this a podcast or is this just about to turn into UFC fucking 347?
that's why I'm in the middle.
Because I'm about to choke this geezer out.
I know. I'll choke it for you. I know.
I've clearly never been to the gym, as the guy from the KSI thing said.
Oh,
Jesus.
Number 3 has never been to the gym. Yes, you forget.
He didn't say that when we were there. He did it off camera, and I was like, oh. It's in the edit, and I was like, oh, what a dick.
He's never stepped foot inside the gym ever.
It's so funny.
Right, do you know what? I'm so fed up with this guy. Let's do this. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Right.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, no, if he wants it, I'll give it him.
How are these
These are-
sweets? Give me one.
I feel all that vitamin C and D just getting into my system. I cannot taste any animal cruelty in it. It's
What flavor did you
delicious.
pick?
Have you ever met a girl called Micah?
I have met a girl called
There you go. It's a unisex name.
Oh.
It's a very unisex name. Hang on. So basically, so it's a Hebrew name, the meaning of who is like God, and I am absolutely far from that, okay? Or who is like the Lord. It originates from the Old Testament prophet Micah and is considered a shorter form of Micaiah, or a variation of I swear to God I'm going to punch you square in the face right now, Michael. It is commonly used as a modern spiritual name for boys and girls.
With a hint of threats.
All right? Not with a hint of threats, bro. We're putting the threats in there.
To impudence, little heathen boys.
So as the Buddhist said, Michael.
Where did your name come from?
My name is Javir,
What does that mean?
which means hail the warrior.
No shit.
Yeah. So it's a very ironic name by my mum. She's like, It's a tiny child.
Okay, but doesn't that make you realise mums pick the best names?
They do. They really love us. They really love us. They go, this child's gonna be a warrior.
thank you.
Oh yeah, sure. There you go, Micah. So cherry.
What are these, by the way?
These are like sweets, but they're like healthy sweets, and they've got no sugar. I think
Less than 1
It says
gram of
guilt
sugar
free.
per something. Yeah,
it's pretty good. Yeah,
very nice.
it's like a Haribo, but more healthy.
Eat it. So it means spirit of the war. What did you say?
Hail the warrior. So
Hail the
Jer means
warrior.
like whoa, warriors, Vir.
Did you take the that meaning seriously when you were a kid? Like
No, didn't even know.
Never. You didn't know. You didn't know.
No man, I was,
When did you learn?
when I was like, there was a show called Jer Vir Hanuman.
From India?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
And that was
okay.
about Hanuman, the warrior that helps Ram win the battle against Ravan.
Okay.
And he's a monkey. And I was like, oh, that's my name. And then I was like, oh, that's it.
Okay. Thomas means twins in ancient Hebrew. Yeah, that's it. Sharky, my family name. I used to think that it meant something really badass, like
Like a shark.
the ferocious shark or the nefarious shark. No, it actually means it's from the Gaelic Sharkai, which means he who loves.
Oh, well, that's pretty true about you.
yeah.
Nah, I'll say that, bro. Yeah, no, that's pretty true about
That's
you.
very kind.
Very
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it has a very cool sound to it, so I always thought that it meant something really fucking, badass. But no, it means he who loves. So yeah, I'm a pacifist.
Nice.
It's,
Are you though?
no,
You're not
no,
pacifist at all.
Not particularly. No,
Yeah.
but I'm loyal.
You're loyal.
I'm very loyal.
Yeah.
to
True
a fault.
that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a good start. So we have 2 lads with biblical names and heathen with a
Yes, a Hindu name. Who's a Buddhist. I think Jesus was kind of Buddhist as well.
Have you? Well,
He had like a nice peaceful thing about him. He went
Yeah,
around and taught like the Buddha.
I get that vibe, but
Yeah.
there is something you I'm sure you've read the Bible, right? You,
of course,
You was
I
raised-
had no choice when I was a kid.
Let me just check.
Same here.
Stream, keep talking.
Yeah, there is something that I always thought was fascinating. It was the fact that, and it's a theory, and some people take it the wrong way, but Jesus actually experienced the one thing that all men experience in their life, which is doubt at the very end of his life, because he was like, Abba, why have you forsaken me? He actually he experienced what it's like to be an atheist
You tried these ones, yeah.
at the end of his life.
Yeah,
And I always thought that actually made him very, very relatable.
I think it was a test, wasn't it? Really, a massive test.
It was a huge test, but I don't know, the fact that he experienced every single shred of obnoxious pain in his life, including the fact that he actually raised his head towards the sky, is like, what? Why? Just why? I thought that really made him like, okay, that's basically God trying to understand us. But that was me as a kid that was trying to understand God and read the Quran and the Bible, and yeah, I know I'm a huge nerd.
Yeah, I had a storybook, the Jesus, not Jesus storybook, the Bible, the children's version of the Bible.
Yeah.
So I had that, like, we used to read it all the time because it was fun stories. Like Samson and Delilah was my favorite because
Yeah.
you could beat up lions.
It's like a book of Bible stories, right?
Yeah. I think every kid had those kind of
What
chunky
about
book.
David and Goliath? You must love that story because I'm sure you were. I'm saying this without offense, but I'm sure you were already quite short when you were younger. So.
Not really. I was kind of
No?
the tallest kid until year 7, and then I just stayed that height. And like I must have grown a little bit, and then year 9, everyone was like 6 foot, and I was like, hello.
Micah, was you always
Was this before or after you came out of the Shire?
That was after the Shire that I came out.
Mate, I couldn't help that. I've got to get you back so many times, bro. Seriously. You've got like a list of stuff coming your way.
There were no brown people in the Shire.
prepared? Like,
No, he's wrong, because there's no brown people in the Shire. It's only
There is
white.
now.
Oh, stop your nonsense.
No, come on. It was about World War One that he wrote
It
the
was-
story.
yeah, I'd
it's
say,
a
by the way.
European story. There are brown people in the Lord of the Rings, but they're
Is that a fact?
Southerners. Yeah.
Is
that right?
He based his entire world on Nordic, Scandinavian, and also he's going to get also Christian mythology basically.
Okay.
So it's all technically it is supposed to be a bunch of Caucasians, even though it's never specific.
But there are southern people, like,
interesting.
when they fight in the wars, they have the elephants and all that sort of shit. So there are.
True that.
Try that.
Yeah.
And they were browner people. So
for me, in the Lord of the Rings TV show, what bothered it's not the fact that there were brown or black people playing hobbits that bothered me. The problem is that it was entirely based on DEI. So instead of picking the right actors, they picked actors that fit the whole DEI concept.
There you go.
And the result was they had no chemistry between each other. There is a whole love story between an elf that happens to be the actor is half Mexican, half black. Very, very good actor, by the way. And another actress, I think she's Caucasian, but they had no chemistry whatsoever.
I mean, there's, Africa, India, all these countries are rich in folklore, which is fantasy.
Absolutely.
If we took those stories and told them with the same budget that we're giving Tolkien, I think all the budget should have gone to getting actors that fit Lord of the Rings and to give it that new generation Lord of the Rings, how we got it. Like in 2000s, when we watched Lord of the Rings, it was the best thing we ever saw.
Yeah.
But to rehash something that isn't those people's stories takes away from it, in my eyes.
That's a very good point.
But it's
actually.
I saw an adaptation of The War of Troy where Achilles is black. I was like, yeah, that works. That works great.
Yeah.
The actor absolutely nailed it. At the same time, like, it's fucking God knows how many years ago. It actually makes sense. If I saw a black actor playing Jesus and the actor was great, we'd be like, that actually makes sense because Jesus was from Galilee, so there is a
darker skinned.
There is a fairly decent chance
Absolutely.
that was on the darker side. That doesn't bother me at all.
I mean, the thing is, it's like everyone's like Nick Fury. Samuel L. Jackson plays him amazingly.
Yeah.
Also, in the cartoon, he's sometimes depicted as black. But in the comics, he was white up to a certain stage, and then
Absolutely.
became black.
Because I think even David Hasselhoff played a version of him. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No,
love you, David, man, but and that leather suit, brother. That was very, Ooh.
You know what, like seeing interviews of the past when people were getting into these leather suits quite often, they have to really lube up to get in them.
Yeah.
Like properly covered in Vaseline. Oh,
and
baby powder.
Yeah,
but also the process of going to the toilet when you're wearing one of those suits on set it's a war. It's an absolute war.
So I actually heard a story. Do you remember the television program Chips? I know I'm a bit older than you guys.
I've seen the movie, and then I remember going.
There was a television program called Chips. Well, there was the guy who played Poncherello, Eric Estrada. Did you not notice how tight his uniform was, his trousers? They used to sew him into it because he didn't want to use the normal run-of-the-mill uniform that the California Highway Patrol, because it didn't fit his legs. So they used to split it up the seam and then literally sew him into it so it was tighter. Watch an episode of it and you'll see. It's a bit.
It's, you know what, like even like if you watch football from like the 70s, those shorts.
Those shorts were.
Tight.
But I used to wear those shorts when I was a kid.
I mean, but would you wear them now? Would you wear them now?
When I'm squatting in the gym, no.
Yeah, but then if you look at but this is the thing. It's like belly tops. Belly tops used to be a thing in the 80s, right? Like men would wear belly tops.
No, but I still think you can get away with that.
What, like like in Rocky with fucking Apollo Creed,
half cut tops. Yeah, if you got a good midsection.
but
I mean, but then again, does it matter about your body shape really?
Maybe. I think
you can get away with that now, but you're just not gonna come out as straight.
Yeah. I mean, people would be like, "Hey, big boy."
Do you think so? I don't know, bro.
I think you should. You should try it out. Why don't you try
Well,
it out?
I recently ordered
A belly top.
it's a very 70s, 80s workout top, and it was cut to here and cut across here.
Hold on, was it just
Cut across the top here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so it's
Just across the top. Yeah, so the sleeves stop about here. But I mean, I can pull it off, bro. You look like you're wearing a blanket.
Please send us a picture so we can clip it in.
Mate, I can find you a copy of my...
And you're in the gym wearing this. Not yet.
Literally, the list of stuff that's growing for this guy that I've got for him.
I know.
But coming back to the race thing about characters, because I literally just want to move away from him, is the James Bond situation.
Idris Elba would be a sick James Bond. But
I think nowadays it would probably be more acceptable.
But he could have played it even 10 years back. He could have played it even 15 years back.
So I'm going to be controversial.
Go on.
Because the book was written by a white guy who was in the armed services, and he actually wrote the character as being a young man in his late 20s, early 30s.
Really?
I personally feel that there are some characters. I'm not saying that we can't deviate away from it, but just for me, I'm a bit of a purist. I do believe that James Bond should stay as the character as he is.
But the thing is, they've always hired someone that was in their 40s. If we went according to the books, he'd be a 20.
And a bit older. I suppose Roger Moore was a bit older,
Roger
wasn't
Moore
he?
was 60 by the time Octopussy was out.
For me, there was this moment where there was a lot of outrage because Daniel Craig was being asked, should James Bond be a woman? He was like, no. He just answered very straight, and then he just moved
Jane Bond, wasn't it? They were thinking of doing it, yeah.
He didn't say it passionately, but then again, somebody told him, "Oh, is that what you think that a woman cannot be a good action hero?" He was like, "No, that's not what I said. I think a woman could be a great action hero.
Yeah,
she just can't be James Bond."
And also, they have to be women. They shouldn't be written as women. They shouldn't be written as men, played by a woman, because that's what we're seeing more often than not. Ballerina's good because they've written a girl.
Yeah, but there is an entire scene where her mentor is actually telling her, fight like a girl.
Yeah.
And for me, that actually does make sense. And also, she doesn't end up beating the shit out of John Wick at the end, because that would have not made sense.
Because he's the boogeyman. He's not supposed to be.
He's supposed to be.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be unbreakable.
So, I mean, there have been a few characters over the years that have changed from being male to a female. So if you think about the latest movie, The Fantastic Four, the Silver Surfer is now female.
Yeah.
Also, if you think about the latest incarnation of Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, is there a new one?
Buck Rogers, Starbuck was played by a female.
So in the original was it
was a male. He was played by Dirk Benedict.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I love.
So the newer version was actually played by a female. She's actually the lady that plays
Power Ranger in the remake.
So she played the woman that plays her is actually in The Mandalorian.
Yeah, she's jacked.
And she's a fit-looking woman.
Yeah,
she's tough. Yeah. You can tell, and she can bring it.
Is that Gina?
No, not Gina Carano. I forget her name.
I just know.
But she's in Being Quiet and Fear. She was in a movie with was it Riddick as well? She was in the Chronicles of Riddick.
She was in like the new one that he made, right?
That's right. No, the original one. The original one. Let's have a look.
Chronicles of Riddick.
Let's have a look.
Jamie, can you look it up, please?
Yeah, sure.
Jamie's
because, I think if a girl can bring that thing, she has to be a certain type of woman. And it can't be, I don't know. It's a weird one because I really like Starbuck. Starbuck's a sick character. Have you seen Battlestar Galactica? No. It's a bit long, but it's really good.
And I think the young lady that plays it now, she actually brought something a little bit different. I know, I said I'm a purist, but when it came to the way she played it, she kind of played an homage to Dirk Benedict, smoking the cigar, the short bob haircut. But she brought something different.
Have you watched Starship Trooper?
No. Yes.
You've not seen Starship? Oh, mate, you need to watch these. These are brilliant movies that I think are the best. In that, there is the blonde lady. What's her name in the movie, Micah? You see the blonde one, the hot blonde one that he doesn't kind of like, and then he gets with, and then she dies. Spoilers.
I've got a picture in my head, yeah. I can't remember the name.
She plays, because it's like a futuristic world where men and women are in the Marines together. They all bathe together. They all do stuff together.
Oh.
there's no real there's no gender stuff in
There
it.
you go. Katie Sackhoff, sorry.
Katie Sackhoff.
That's who
the
she
one.
is. And she pulled it off beautifully as far as I'm concerned. I know a lot of people were like, no, you shouldn't have a woman that's playing a bloke. Why not?
But the thing is, she still plays a woman in it. She still falls in love. She has those tender moments.
Exactly,
She plays
exactly.
it as a woman. She doesn't try and do it as a dude.
Seen her before?
Yeah, I've seen her before.
Yeah.
She's great.
Brilliant actress.
I've seen her a couple of stuff. Like she really brings it. The other podcast we were doing with Ed Shaddy, Eddie Boy.
Yeah.
And we were talking about movies that we saw that kind of gave us an idea of what a man should be like when we were younger. So in my case, it was mostly Maximus and Gladiator or Aragorn, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
In your case, is there a particular very masculine character that you saw as a kid that you were kind of like, oh, I want to be like that?
So I think everybody goes along the lines of the time that you grew up in, the time that I grew up in was very different to now. Okay, I know I'm 56 now, and people are, oh my God, you're so old. But the fact of the matter is, I grew up through the 70s. And in the 70s, there used to be this guy called Johnny Weissmuller, and he played Tarzan.
Okay.
And if you saw this guy, he was pretty well put together. I think he was actually a swimmer of sorts as well. But that's what people used to say. You want to be like Tarzan, son? You would be hard, didn't you? Yeah? What's all this fucking crying? What are you crying about? Boys don't cry. So we had this thing of, as you were growing up, yeah, boys don't cry. You don't cry. And you man up. Be hard about it.
Yeah.
You know, whereas if a little girl was sat on the floor crying, everybody would be like, what's going on? But I grew up with girls. I'm going to plug one that I used to go to school with, a young lady by the name of Helen Basley. She was hard as nails, mate.
Yeah.
She had brothers, didn't she?
Yeah, beautiful girl. Well, a brother and sister. Beautiful girl, all right? She was, I'm not going to say she was a tomboy, but she would hold her ground. She wasn't one of these people who would be like, yeah, okay, I've grazed my knee. I'm not going to lie here crying. I'm going to get up. I'm going to kick your ass because you're the one that made me trip over. But they were few and far between because in that day it was like girls wear dresses, boys wear jeans. And if you saw a girl wearing jeans, it would be like, why is she wearing jeans? She must be a tomboy, which was just totally so wrong. It was,
It's kind of dumb.
Do you think it's better? Do you think that was a better way? Because I think what we've lost a little bit. I know people they're trying to be more everything. They're trying to feel every feeling. Is it not sometimes better to sometimes pushing things down for a bit and then dealing with it a bit later is better than dealing with everything on the spot? Because I think now people are very reactive to every feeling that they feel.
I think if a girl wants to be a girl and she wants to go out and she wants to dress up with dresses and makeup, then again, I think it's a decision for her to make as she gets older. I think she needs to be, kids need to be guided. What's the right way? What's the wrong way?
This is the thing, right? I think
what's the right way? What's the wrong way? There is no frigging book. This is how you bring up a girl. This is how you bring up a boy. There
used to be that boys don't cry. This is how you deal with boys.
But were those books right? Were those books right?
This is what I'm saying. But there was at least a guide towards it, right? Now it's like we treat both the same, and neither seems to be doing too well in that world.
What's your definition of? This is a very, very broad question. You don't have to. But what's your definition of ideal masculinity?
Idea of masculinity.
Yeah. What do you think are a few key principles that a man should stick by?
Strong of mind.
Okay.
In here, strong of heart.
Yep.
Strong of body. And being able to make decisions on the go, whether it be right or whether it be wrong, but to make a decision.
Yeah.
Now flip that. What's your idea of femininity? What's your ideal of?
Yeah, but for me, I like a woman to look like a woman. I like a woman to. I mean, okay, so I've been married for 30 odd years.
Nice.
Okay. My wife could come out dressed in a black bag, I still see a beautiful, beautiful woman. She could put a pair of baggy jeans on and a big old jacket and walk around. I still see a beautiful woman. I think there's a confusion as to what you should look like to be a woman. You know, for a lot of men, especially growing up in my day and age, she's got to wear makeup. She's got to be made up every single day and look absolutely beautiful.
Sounds exhausting.
Right?
Yeah.
So the fact of the matter is, we're saying, woman, every day when you get up, you got to put your makeup on, you got to do your hair, put on a lovely dress, nice pair of high heels, and walk around her house and look amazing. Yes, that would be lovely, but it's not realistic.
No, but we're dodging the question. It's like when we asked about masculinity, there were clear attributes.
I like a woman to be a woman.
No, but what is that? What is that? Like when we've asked about the attributes to be masculine or what a man should be, we have clear answers for that. But now, because we don't have a clear answer for what women, I know because we're men. We're men and we don't.
So I'll take it back to when I was growing up.
Yeah.
A woman had a great figure. You know, looked after their hair, came out looking, you know, pristine, amazing, wore beautiful dresses. You know, and you just knew. You'd hear blokes go, "Now that's a woman."
And in terms of character,
But you've just done aesthetics, right? Like,
But this is what I'm saying. A lot of men, growing up, that's what it was. Now it's very difficult to say, well, what should a woman be?
but then
so hold on. Are you saying that back in the day? And I'm not insinuating. I'm trying to understand. Are you saying that back in the day, character didn't matter that much?
Yeah.
Oh.
cool.
Shit.
That makes sense.
Okay.
But this
Do
is
you think that
Mate, if you think about it, right? So if you take it back to the Second World War,
yeah.
let's go back that far. Okay, you had all the men off fighting.
Yeah.
Okay, how often do you hear people go, well, the backbone of the country was the women? They were in the making munitions. They were building the planes.
Yep.
They were building the tanks. Yeah, they weren't wearing dresses and high heels. They were covered in grease. So, you know, so men would still look at them and go, "No, that's a woman."
Yeah.
She was, you know, she gave off an air of being a glamorous person, even though she was covered in grease. I might be talking absolute crap, but that just for me, that they were the backbone of the country. But you don't hear that, do you? When it comes to the Second World War, what you hear was Spitfire, Hurricane.
because
No, everybody was doing their part at the time. That's the thing. Like,
Right, I get that. But they didn't really push like the Wrens and stuff like that. You know, the women that were back here building the munitions and all that stuff. You don't really get to hear about all the brave women that were spies in France and Germany and Italy and places like that. It's very rarely that you'll get to hear a story about the woman. The woman used her feminine wiles. What are feminine wiles?
they had a feminine energy, right? There was like
Is it just energy?
it is. It's like because if you've got an aesthetic, right? If you look very hot, very very beautiful, then people think that you've got a feminine energy. But there's some women that aren't that pretty, but they project a very
Absolutely agree with that.
feminine
Absolutely
energy.
agree with that.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like it's almost like we've lost that weird way of feeling what each person brings, like a feminine energy, a masculine energy, or a neutral energy.
Yeah.
The last time
No, I get you. I hear what you're saying.
The
Yeah.
last time I saw that sort of energy on film, it was a Terrence Malick film. It's about a German citizen during World War II that was in opposition towards the Fuhrer, and he ended up being decapitated for it, even though he was giving so many
Yeah.
chances to retract his statement, but he kept
He
saying-
refused
his
to. I
wife-
remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, and the first shot of his wife, she's a farm girl, right? And she has her sleeves retracted. She has big forearms. Like, she's a strong woman,
Yeah.
no doubt. Her hands are covered in dirt and stuff like that. But at the same time, then you see her interacting with her children and stuff like that. And there's just this energy of
It changes.
of benevolence and strength and beauty at the same time. Because she is a beautiful woman. She's not wearing makeup. She looks a bit butch even, but there's just the strength that is coming from it that is just gorgeous to watch.
I think we're that's what we're losing in like films and cinema and storytelling, we keep writing women as men. We keep if you look at
I see where you're coming from.
There is a
I see where you're coming from.
There is entitlement actually in all those characters, you know. Like I should be getting this because I deserve it. Well, no.
Like if one of my favorite actresses is Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver.
She's great.
Yeah.
She's really good in loads of in Ghostbusters she's super feminine. But in Alien, she's feminine yet has that hard edge where she fights for what she's fighting a monster. Literally. It's wicked. And you can see her in both of those roles. But she's a woman in each of them. And what's interesting is that I contradict myself because Alien was originally written for a man. When they brought a woman onto it, she still had her feminine energy that came out. We don't think of her as a dude. We think of her as a really badass woman.
Yeah.
But now when we look at more modern movies, all the girls are trying to be dudes. Like if you look at Captain Marvel in the Marvel thing. But if you even look at more newer movies, not newer, more out of Marvel, more into the normal cinema. I don't know what to call it anymore because there's Marvel.
Pop culture.
Do you actually think that they are trying to be more like dudes, or do you think that they are actually what they're actually saying is, look, we understand the masculinity side of it, but we can show you as females we can be just as tough as men? And do you think it's possible for a woman to be just as tough or just as strong as a man? I'm asking you this for a reason.
I would say women can't be as strong as a man physically, but they can be mentally, and they can have different strengths. As men have different strengths, women have different strengths. So you can put them in the same situation, but they won't solve that problem in the same way. But they'll both solve the problem.
I agree with you and I disagree with you.
Go on.
Okay, so problem solving. If there was a problem to be solved, I would probably, I don't know what it is. It probably just me, but I would probably look to a woman in the room to go, "What do you reckon?" Because women are always really well known for being able to multitask, right?
That's true.
Yeah. Whereas if you were to put me to multitask, I would go, okay, how we need to think about this really. Women, I think, can go really quickly.
Yeah, that's. I think you guys agree and disagree at the same time, indeed, because there is undeniable differences between men and women.
Yeah, 100%.
That is just a fact. I think in the representation of women these days in pop culture, in modern cinema, they are actually trying to... There is a sense of entitlement again. If you watch the remake of Mulan, for example, or the female character in the new Star Wars movie, they don't learn anything. They're just badass and strong from the beginning. They don't learn any lessons about how to get better along the way. They're just strong at the beginning and they're strong at the end. And
we're getting that a bit twisted because it's still the Marvel universe that we keep going to.
I know, but it's not the Marvel universe. It's also just in a lot of action films and stuff like that. But there is an undeniable advantage that a woman can have in some situations, like multitasking, like...
No, I'm looking at this like a spy situation. If there's a female spy and a male spy, they would solve the problem in different ways.
Yeah.
Right? This is what I'm trying to say. It's like we took that out. We took that as the woman's James Bond and the man's also James Bond.
That's what I'm saying.
The man James Bond's a moron at times. And the woman James Bond's really clever. And that's where I think the disconnect happens. Okay. Where it becomes you don't use your attributes the way you would. If a woman is there, she's hot, she wouldn't use her femininity in that way. Like in the original Marvel movies with Black Widow, she used her sexiness.
Yeah, true.
When she's tied up, she's like, ooh, and then she gets out of it. While Captain Marvel or Hawkeye wouldn't use his sexiness, even though they do the same job. Both humans, but would use different attributes to their advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we just took that away. We just went, no, women would never do that. Women would never use their sexuality or their seductiveness to get out of problems.
Yeah.
Why?
So taking it back to the conversation we were having earlier about World War II and spies, I guess that's exactly what a lot of the spies did, didn't they? Because obviously it was like, how am I going to get to this guy?
The quickest way.
The quickest way.
Yeah. I'm not wasting time. I'm not going.
Not necessarily just going with brains, but it was like, okay, let me use my femininity, let me use my sexual wiles to get this guy to understand.
That still happens to this day. To this day,
True.
Espionage relies on
absolutely.
sexy people.
Yeah,
sexy
was it the
people are
honey
spies.
trap, as it were?
Yeah, men
Do you
and
think you'd be a
women.
good spy?
I'd be a shit spy. I'd be shit.
You'd come in under the radar, mate.
Hey,
Nobody would see you. I reckon you'd be all right. I reckon you'd be all right, mate. But I mean, the other day I was watching. You guys, I love deadlifting. There was a woman the other
What's your
day.
PB?
My PB is currently 230.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Max, well,
This is a
250.
56-year-old man.
You know, but there was a woman the other day. She lifted 700 pounds.
Fuck off.
700, and
That's
this
wicked.
is where I'm coming to when we're talking about strength. So I suppose when it comes to strength, I'm not necessarily talking about mind. I'm talking about physical strength. We normally say a woman cannot be as physically strong as a man. I can't lift 700 pounds.
Yeah, okay. So
Because you're 56 now.
I'm thinking about sexy 56, bitch. Just remember that sexy bit at the front.
Also, I understand, but she probably is a very, very good athlete. You're also a different type of athlete. I know you lift, but you're also a boxing coach.
True.
What sort of body do you want? Do you want a very humongous body for lifting really heavy?
No, so obviously for boxing, you want to have a more streamlined body. For me, it's kind of, I'm at an age at 56. I'm not stepping in a ring with no one to spar or do anything like that.
You don't spar anymore?
No. Why?
Yeah, fair enough.
Have you seen this face?
It's true. It's a moneymaker.
Does his face look like it's been hit?
No.
He's too quick, too evasive.
Way too fast, mate. Yeah? It'd be boring.
This is God's word here, people.
Be boring.
Look at this.
Hey. No, but for me, at this age, I'm more into trying to get people of an older age to look after themselves, be a little bit fitter. You know, I'm a grandfather now as well, which to me is really, really important to make sure that I am fit so I can still run around the park with my grandson. I showed him a video of me deadlifting the other day, and he went, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, my man, what's going on?"
Bingo.
I was like, he was like, "What?" He was like, "Is that you?" I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "But you are proper old."
Nice.
And I was like, "Thanks, son. Cheers for that." And he was like, "I can't wait to go to school and show my friends now."
Wow.
So now it's okay. This is my granddad. But people are like, "Yeah, but you're a different kind of specimen." But that's the way I grew up.
When there was a kid in the school I used to teach at, so I was telling her off, and she's like, "I'm gonna get my granddad to beat you up." I was like, "I think I could beat up your granddad."
Yeah.
My granddad picked her up from school.
Yeah, unit, right?
I was just like, fuck.
We're a different breed now, bro.
I'm sorry.
We are definitely a different breed.
Because her granddad was only like 50, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Jack.
But people age better these days.
I know.
That's what
Exactly where I was going to come to. If you look back at some of the footage from people from like World War One, World War Two, and you look at some of the guys, I think there is a factor there though.
But they kick your ass, man.
A lot of those men went through the First World War. They went through the Second World War. They saw a lot. So when you look at them, they look ragged.
They also didn't eat
They
that
looked
well.
aged. The food was appalling.
Yeah.
You know,
There was
we were
polio
on
as
ration,
well.
polio. A lot of illnesses that we don't really have now were rife back then. Okay, so a lot of these people were ravaged. But when I was growing up, when you saw a lot of the teachers, and as I'm older now, I'm starting to think about a lot of these things, and when I think back to certain teachers, and then you find out, oh yeah, you know, during the Second World War, he was actually a Royal Marine, and it was like everything makes so much sense. He used to come into school in his suit, trousers always pressed, shirt always clean, had the old collar up, the tie was always done up, suit. Used to walk in a specific way. We used to have this guy, his name was Mr. Bustle, long gone now, but he always used to have the the things that you put on the bottom of your heel that make it go. Blakey's.
Yeah.
Blakey's.
Yeah.
You knew it was him coming.
Exactly.
Because it was like a friggin' regiment of soldiers coming through the school. It was like, and you'd be like, oh my God, here comes Mr. Bustle. You knew that's him coming, boy. He's incoming, okay?
Yeah.
And they had a certain way about them, the way they dressed. They had a certain discipline.
Yeah.
Which, coming on to that, I do find the world is, now don't shoot me, but I do find the world is a little less disciplined than it used to be back then.
I think discipline, focus, and patience are principles that are being not as appreciated as they should be these
Absolutely.
days. I
agree.
It's,
Sorry if it upsets anybody, but I do really think that discipline is something that is...
We're all about keeping it real here. No, I do believe that those are virtues that are being forgotten these days. I mean, you probably don't think so, because you're not disagreeing with everything we say.
What I think is that the world has moved in a way that we are making our men... It's
emasculated, as it were?
It's not even emasculation. I think it's more about we're just lost. There is no... Because we have no direction. It's like Fight Club's a very good movie in that way, because it kind of put a real spotlight on what men value versus what men really want to be good in themselves. But then you can take that too far, like how Tyler Durden does. He goes to the extreme end of that masculinity, where it's just about fighting and anarchy. But that, when it starts off with the house and everything's nice, everything's like, oh, a little plant, a little lamp, a new phone, a new fucking... And like, that's what we've become. Our worth becomes, if our trousers are really expensive, if our TV's the latest one, or if our phone's the coolest one, or if we've got something that defines our wealth and honor without us having any of that.
He says we work jobs that we don't like so we can buy shit that we don't need.
Yes. But we become that. And like, it was warned to us 26 years ago. But now we are that generation. And it's very sad to see that we had all the warnings given to us, yet we've still fallen into those same traps.
Fight Club is based on the philosophy of Friedrich Nietzsche. And Friedrich Nietzsche did warn us that a time like this would be coming, and now we're struggling, right? Like, people are still really, like, apps made our relationships and talking to each other much different. Now people are less likely to approach a girl because they fear the rejection, but then girls want men to approach them, but then they also want the right type of guy to approach them. But we've also got people online that sell us courses telling us that if you come to us, you can be a manly man. But they're not men themselves. I know plenty of people who have millions of people following them on Instagram, but are highly insecure, mentally drained and ill. Well, all those pseudo alpha males on YouTube and stuff are so full of shit very often.
Mm-hmm. So and they're all like, and they send more young men into combat sports, and they come with an ego. And when someone punches them up or knocks them down.
Well, that's where combat sports really tell the difference between somebody that wants it and somebody that's a lot of that. I always say to a lot of boxers, male and female, what you need to understand is one of the hardest things that you can do, and people that know me will have heard this before, one of the hardest things that you can do is actually walk through the gym doors of a martial arts club, because you don't know what to expect. But if you can get over that and go through the door and start getting involved with the activities that are going on, as I think it was Mike Tyson, he said, everybody is a great boxer until you get punched in the face.
Everyone has a plan.
Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face, right? And I see it on a regular basis. You'll see young lads coming in, and this is where I will always say, and I will reach out to some of you young lads, leave the bravado at the door, because you can come and talk a good talk. But the minute you get in the ring and you start getting punched and kicked and choked out by a girl,
something else.
It's a different world. It's one of those where you do, as far as I'm concerned, you do actually have to humble yourself. There was a video I saw a little while ago of a guy that went into, I think it was a jiu-jitsu club, and he said, I'll fight anyone here. And they put the smallest young girl, I think she was like 17 or 18 years of age, and she humbled his ass in 5 minutes.
You know what? This is my problem with combat sports. I've been in it for 12 years and stuff. What happens is when someone gets good at it and they come in with that mentality and they don't lose that mentality, they can be a very dangerous awful person. Because combat sports doesn't automatically make you a good person.
No.
Because jiu-jitsu has a big thing of like, oh yeah, jiu-jitsu, no ego. Have a black belt, get tapped out by a blue belt, and see how his ego just going. Whoosh.
Right. It's it's about being humble.
It's not, but that's the thing. It's
it doesn't always work. The biggest bully in my high school, I haven't seen him in over 30 years now. But apparently, later on he started doing Muay Thai. And I've heard stories like he would just hang out in the same neighborhood and still beat the shit out of people for no reason.
Yeah.
And he became really good at it.
This is the sad thing. I think if you're good at combat sports, that doesn't make you a good person.
No.
It doesn't mean you're a life coach. You know, like I hate when a jiu-jitsu coach or a boxing coach or whatever coach you are, teach me how to fight. I don't need you to tell me about my fucking life or relationships or financial advice. Thank you.
Right.
But that's a different aspect of my life that I don't need coached in a martial arts club.
Yeah, but that's why I say be humble, because even as a coach, I always say to people, I've been coaching now for coming up to 20 years. Wow. I'm still learning. And this is what I say to people, you know, even as a coach, I'm just a big gob at the front who's telling you what to do, okay, to help you get better. But in the background, I am also still learning. And I always tell people that I'm still learning myself. And I think that to be able to do something like that, I think from where I was coached from many years back in the day by Marcus Camacho, Cuban Boxing Academy, plugging it. He's quite a humble guy. He is quite a humble guy. And he will. He used to have this saying, and it was, "A dog has 4 legs. He can only walk in one direction at once. Why are you trying to pull it all over the place? So follow direction, man. Go one lane first before you start trying to move off and understand stuff. For me, it's about teaching the person the fundamentals of what they want to learn. What I'm not doing is, and I used to, and I can do that, and I can show you this, and I can." There's also times where I would never get in the ring with any of my students to spar. Forget that, to get smacked in the face. It's humble yourself, because there are times where you do actually have somebody who has got it. They do understand the sport, and they get in the ring, and they can move around. And you're a coach getting in the ring, and you're getting battered around by people, and these people are seeing you getting battered. They're looking at you and they're going, "I don't want that guy teaching me." So humble yourself. Be humble about everything that you do.
This is the thing. It's like if you look at a PT, you wouldn't go to a PT that's fat.
Why not?
But that's what I'm saying. I would, because I understand that people change. Their body sizes change, their circumstances change. Lots of things can happen in a man's or woman's life for their body to change. But their skills and their mind should still remain sharp to what they're teaching. But the average person doesn't look at it that way. If I walked into a gym as someone that's never trained before and I'm seeing the black belt get choked out by a white belt, or a boxing coach getting punched up by a girl, I'm like, ooh, that's shit. I'm out of here.
But this is the thing again, and I keep coming back to the humbleness side of it, where you need to understand yourself, your strengths, what your do's and don'ts, what you should do and what you shouldn't do.
I wouldn't try to encourage Jay to be humble though, because that's
it's a hard thing.
I know. It's not a hard thing. It's Mount Everest.
I'm not being funny. As we've sat here, I have actually watched that head just get slightly bigger as it grows across the wall there. But I mean, you know, I've heard people go, well, look at him. He's a boxing coach. Look at the state of him. His stomach's hanging out the bottom. He looks terrible. His coat don't fit him. And I'm sat back and I'm looking and I'm like, man, if you knew what that guy could teach you.
It's that guy's coach, right?
You wouldn't
Crawford's
say.
coach is
Yeah,
fat as
you-
fuck.
you wouldn't
And
say that.
everyone was like taking a piss.
Yeah.
His boxer annihilated.
Absolutely.
There is
An
there is
amazing
a,
Yes, yeah. You don't know what he was like 30 years ago, or what he looked like. Me, I'm one of these guys. I like to look the way I look. Yeah, it's just a thing for me. He's happy to go and all right, Prince Nassim Hamed.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as I am concerned, is one of the top all-time great boxers.
No doubt. But he looks
He's gone quiet. Why are you gone quiet?
Because he was already a talent. So his coach only put him in the right, he pointed him in the right direction and then he flew. But that same coach brought 5 other world champs who had no talent.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Prince
I hear
is
you.
my favourite.
I hear you. But now you look at him and you think,
He's fat as fuck.
well, what happened? I'll tell you what. He'd done his time.
Yeah.
He's done his time.
starved
He's
himself.
allowed
He
to
was
do
insane
exactly.
shape. His shape
Getting
was
up in the
amazing.
morning, running, doing all that type of stuff like all boxers. So when you do look at people as they got older, I mean, a lot of the boxers that we've got now who were heavyweights.
Mike Tyson is a good example when he went fat. for the
Right.
Series.
Right.
Lennox Lewis looks really good.
But what I'm saying is,
Shannon Briggs, he's pretty fat.
don't always, as they say, the old cliche, don't judge a book by its cover, because it can really freaking
It's the same
surprise
with,
you, man.
What's his face? Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury looked fat, and then he was like, "I'm going to get into shape."
There you go.
And he's smashed
George
up.
Foreman.
George Foreman. Oh,
George Foreman.
Foreman's such a good.
As he got older, he had a little pot belly. He had a beer belly. Yeah.
He was fat.
Hit him there. See if you could get through to him.
It's the grill.
His face
It's
was,
the grill, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, his face, and I love Foreman, but his face was so puffed by the end. Like,
Yeah.
it was really bad.
Because there is a time where, again, you do need to say it's time to stop.
Can't we relax? That's the thing. It's like no one seems to want to relax anymore. When we see people who've relaxed, automatically they're in the news, they're getting shamed. You see people who've been in exceptional shape. If they get slightly more podgy,
Yeah.
automatically they go, he's done. He's
Completely
a shit bag,
agree.
he's
I
this,
completely
that.
agree. Yeah.
Sometimes you get into a relationship, you're happy, you can
Yeah.
eat some food and not want to.
But that's your Messiah complex talking right now, because people are always going to think that shit.
But that's what I'm saying.
Listen,
it's like-
there is a saying: if you think like a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
But you're getting to a point where it's like we didn't always think in that way. We didn't, because we weren't always.
How do you know?
Because
You wasn't there.
What I'm saying is that we can see it more blatantly now
Because of
how
social
much
media and
is-
the plethora.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But also, what I will also say is that there was also people who didn't want to speak out about certain things because they would be seen as people who are agitators and causing a problem. I think there were probably hundreds and thousands of people out there who were probably, I don't agree with that, but they just didn't say anything because they knew they were going to get absolutely annihilated by everybody else who did think the opposite
That's
way.
why the keyboard thing has become such an irritation, because people aren't used to getting punched for their opinions anymore.
And back then, you would get hiding.
It's very safe to be a hater.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it is. Absolutely is.
social media.
Yeah.
It's like I can be like, if you were lifting and I go, that's stupid.
I've had that so
And
many
then-
times, yeah.
I don't have to worry that you turn up and beat the shit out of me
Yeah.
because you don't know me.
And this is the thing about social media, and you've seen it, I've seen it, where someone's put a dodgy tweet out, and then all of a sudden, my man's turned up at your front door, boom, boom. Hey, yeah, 1101 dickhead, yeah, that's you, right? Yeah, I'm the guy that you were talking about. And they just stand there like,
It's when they talk about their families or children. That's when people research and they turn up.
that's
not do that.
dangerous. Social media can be dangerous, and that's why I say to people, be very careful.
That's why I'm not on it.
Yeah.
Why I'm not on it. I can't deal with that shit.
There was a time where I was, I would be on Instagram and I'd be like, oh God, look, it's gone down by 5 people again. It's gone down by 3 people. Whoever I can motivate to be slightly healthier, look after themselves, give themselves a little bit more time, they're the people I'm pandering to. If you are already fit and you're not interested in following me, honestly, it's not going to break my heart.
Let's
It
go for
really
Yeah,
isn't.
but that's because you're not monetized. You're not at a stage where if you lose 10 subscribers, you don't have the money to.
Understand that.
Do you see what I mean? It's
Understand that, but I think with social media, it has actually poisoned a lot of people.
Hugely.
And it's poisoned their direction of really who they are. I mean, you've seen people who are I've had people who have influencers come onto my Instagram saying, "You're doing that wrong. Oh, that's terrible. Oh my God, you're going to hurt yourself." And then you go back to them and you go, as someone who is an influencer, and all of a sudden you're blocked from their page.
Yeah.
Because they know you're about to come with some real ass shit to them and tell them about themselves. I've done it before where I've actually had someone come back to me and say to me, "Do you know what? You're absolutely right. I shouldn't have done that." Yeah, you should have shown me. You should have said, "Well, I think I'm fine at this moment in time, but I think I can still learn from other people." But when you've got dickheads coming on and they're like, "Nah, you got to do it this way, and you should do it," and then you look at some of these people and you're like, "Some bitch. That's what you're telling me that nah."
But then you can see
So confusing.
Everything's the same. Like, we're in the film world. I'm watching a lot of film influencers and people wanting to get into the industry, and all I hear is belly aching.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's a hard industry. Everyone wants in. Everyone wants Hollywood level. Everyone wants the best camera. Everyone wants their script to be made and how Marvel's bad and this is bad and that's bad. But they don't put anything out themselves.
Yeah.
They've just got an idea. My script's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, but have you made it? Oh, I don't have the right budget, the right camera, the right crew. Yeah, then make a short.
Yeah.
Make a short. Show us something. Anything.
Put something together. Put it out there.
That's it. They're
scary. That's the scary part.
Yeah.
Yep.
and they won't put it out. Even if they make it, it's there. They don't want to.
Is it it's an ego thing, right? Is it an ego thing? Is it is it a fear of being told it's shit? Is that what is that?
It's shit, and then they also think that if they put one shit thing out there, it will come back and bite them in the ass. But that's never how shit works. You need to show a progression. But now, because everything's perfect,
yeah.
Back at
That's
certain
it.
point,
Yeah.
it's okay to try and fail. But in this day and age, it's more like it's okay to fail at trying.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because people are terrified of failure. They're horrified at the idea of failure.
Yeah.
And I know we're talking about movies, but it's the same with modern boxers. They're terrified of having a loss on their record, not having a perfect
silly.
record.
Yeah.
And it's the same with movies as well. Like, they're horrified of making a mistake. Like, Ron Barrow was
huge mistakes in it. But I'm proud.
flawed, but so am I.
I'm proud.
So am I,
'cause
goddammit. We did a film.
something crazy. Yes, it wasn't perfectly color graded. The sound was shit. There's loads of mistakes, but now we're moving forward. Each time we get a little bit better. We work with people.
But it's those mistakes that you learn from, and it's those mistakes that help you understand better with your filmmaking. You know, okay, so in this one, we made a mistake here. We didn't have the camera angle right, or you know, the line wasn't brilliant. You know, or the names were put in wrong. You know, I mean,
we reshot the whole last fight scene again, just because it was so shit the first time.
And I was 10 kilos heavier in this one.
But let me ask you. Okay, so let me bring it back to this, because you know, obviously, I'm new to the filmmaking scene. Thank you, and it's down to you guys, and I appreciate that.
You found a gem.
Acting, you know, many years ago, people used to say, "You should get into acting, you are. You should get into acting, you are." You know, it used to piss me off. Was like, "You should get into acting, you are. You're really funny."
Yeah.
What do you mean I'm funny?
What do you mean I'm funny? Funny what? Funny what? Funny how? You know?
My platform, you see what's going on. What's so fucking funny about me? Tell me, huh? Hey.
But what you guys helped me do was tap into something that I knew was there, but again, that fear of actually stepping up and doing it.
You've been typecasted, man. You just,
you know,
we need to get you out of
frigging boxing coach. Both movies.
We're like, how do we put this dude in?
This guy,
boxing coach. Yeah.
I think I don't know. We don't that scene that you and I haven't seen. Right? Boxing is barely mentioned. It's more.
No, it absolutely. It's more about. It's more about the relationship between the two people.
The relationship, but it's. I just thought it was very human, because the funny thing is, we had a whole idea about how the scene was supposed to happen, Instead, we decided to do it in a different location.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to avoid spoilers. But the funny thing is, we really improvised the shit out of this scene.
And this is another thing that I was going to say, and I wanted to bring up. A lot of movies, with the script, when you listen to some of these movies, it's just like, it's so robotic when they're talking. I love some of the smaller movies that are the smaller budget movies. One of my favourite movies, believe it or not, is Omar Akbal.
Oh, really?
I love that movie.
Yeah, the original from the 80s.
Absolutely. As a kid, growing up, because my mum used to work in Southall, so a lot of her friends were Indian and from the Asian community in the South, and she worked there for 40 odd years.
Ealing Hospital.
No. So she used to work for a company that used to. So do you remember there used to be an old company called Trust House 40? They used to do hotels and stuff like that, and she used to do the catering for them.
Oh wow, nice.
Up until many years ago, she's retired now. But when it came to like food and stuff like that, my mum would always used to put a little twist to it. I'd be like, oh, why are you putting that in it? And it'd be like, because the girls at work said, put this in it, put a little bit of lemon in it. The West Indian girls say do this. And I'd be like, hey, but you are from the West Indies. And she said, but I'm still learning. I'm still learning about my cooking. I'm still learning about this. I'm still learning about that. I'm like, yes, respect, mum. That's what I love.
So the food you ate growing up had an influence of...
Honestly.
Or around the world.
Absolutely.
That is kind of cool.
Absolutely.
That is kind of
And it was one of those things where she would say to me, you're watching this television program. What's this? This is rubbish. And on Channel 4 during the 80s, they used to play Hollywood movies. Yeah. And she would just turn over to Channel 4. Watch this. And we would sit there and me and my brothers, we'd be like, bro,
Subtitles.
bro, what's going on? Why are we reading the white writing down there? And then my mum would come out and she'd go, learn to read. And we'd be like, oh, you know what? Okay, that's cool. So now I'm older and I'm reading with my grandson. Not that I didn't go to school or anything, people. I went to
He
school.
learned from Amar Parani.
But, learn subtitles. They need to, teletext. Teletext. Yo, get the football results. Bring up teletext, man. Anyway, there's probably kids looking at this going, man, he is so old.
We do about 40 views per podcast. I wouldn't worry too much.
There's no children watching this yet.
Yeah, it's things like that did actually help me as a person grow to, get into different cultures and stuff like that. And my mum was one of those people who she'd be like, oh, it's an Italian film. Oh, it's got subtitles. Let's watch that. And there'd be a groan in the room. No, but these, you got to understand.
But like the
different
big thing
cultures
about,
as well,
like, Black and Asian communities is that we loved kung fu movies, and the kung fu movies were dubbed predominantly by white British men.
Yeah.
And I find it so fun because they really went to town. Sometimes they didn't even have a script.
Yeah.
They're just making shit up.
Yeah.
And I think that's pure cinema. You take a kung fu movie and you go, Masa!
Do you remember the guy from Police Academy, the black guy that used to do it? And he would do that thing where he would throw his voice. We will fight, you and me. Let's go together. And you'd watch those movies and you'd be like, what is this, man? But it was so entertaining.
It was so good. Like Fury, all the Drunken Master movies, all the Shaolin Temple movies. I watched them with the dub. Yeah. And it's the best. And I miss that.
I think for me, that's why I love black and white movies, because growing up, it was black and white TV. And I know people used to take the piss, but I have a love of black and white movies. But my favourite movie is the 39 Steps, the original 1930, 39, I think it was. It's such a beautiful movie.
What's that about?
So basically, it's about this guy. He gets embroiled in this spy ring accidentally, and it's literally him being pursued by these guys because they think he knows more than he does, and he's being pursued across the moors. It's a fantastic movie. If you get to watch it, watch the 39 Steps, but watch the original one.
The 39 Steps.
The 39 Steps.
Okay.
It's absolutely amazing. It's the cinematography of it is just so beautiful.
Wow.
I mean, the black and white movie that's my favorite has to be the original King Kong, just because it
Amazing.
was so cool.
The
that they
animatronics
were
on
able
it.
to bring that massive ape to life. And in those days, it was what? Was it animatronic?
It was clay.
It was claymation.
And they would
wasn't
move them, and then move them, and then
Yeah.
move them, and then move them, and you know, the hundreds of hours that went into making those movies.
it? That's the thing. But with the creation of like all the new tech that we've got, people become really scared
Yeah.
to do things a bit more budgetly.
Yeah.
And like because they don't have the right budget, they don't think they can make film.
Right.
If you look at films from back in the day,
Yeah. And TV shows.
we can make them for.
There used to be cheat codes. If you watch the first Alien, Ridley Scott basically put little kids into astronauts costumes so that they would look tiny into the huge decor. You see, it's just cheap tricks like that, but it works.
Well, there was that school in America in the last couple of months that did a whole homage to the Alien movie, the original Alien movie. And I think their teacher said they spent like $3,500. It hit the news. And Ridley Scott saw it, and also Sigourney Weaver heard about it. And they gave them money, extra money, to go and get better costumes and stuff like that. So this is a school production, for God's sake.
Jackie Chan said that about Rush Hour. He said Rush Hour 1, no time, no money, amazing movie.
Yeah.
Rush Hour 2, loads of money, no time,
Yeah.
good movie.
Yeah.
Third movie, too much money, too much time, bad movie.
Horrible movie.
And it's like we need constraints for our creativity to thrive, while people are getting more fixated on making everything just right. And in the space where everything's perfect, your imperfections is what might get you noticed now.
I still wish we had a bit more time for Seeing Red.
I don't think so, man. I think from what I've heard from both Dino, I've watched it, and what we're doing with the sound, it is sick. And I'm someone,
And I'm looking forward to seeing it, to be honest with you.
I'm someone
seeing
that, no, I didn't like the theme of it.
When
I'm
I
not
showed
someone
you the
that-
script, you were like, it's painful to read.
It's painful because it's sad and it's real. I don't like that type of movie, but watching it, I was very impressed. You've edited it amazingly. I don't have to touch it. I've color graded it, and now the music team's on it. If we had more time, we would have fucked around. We would have made more.
It's just a couple of scenes.
You don't have to. No. Because
man,
even the shitty scene that you were really upset about, the way you've edited it is amazing because it shows that emotion. If we had loads of time and loads of effects, it might have even taken away from that.
I mean, the reel that I've seen, the one that you put out originally, and I put it on my social media as well.
The trailer.
I mean, just looking at, I've had a lot of people come back to me and say, "Hang on a second, so you're with these guys doing another movie?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm in it for about that much," and they were like, "No, but that scene that we saw you in, where you were sat and you got your hand on the front door, this looks mental. This looks amazing." And from that, just seeing the scenes, and I want to plug him, is Ed Chatty. From what I saw of what he was, how he has acted in this, and again, coming back to originally, when you started doing Ron Barrow, when we first met, and you said that this is about trying to bring people from the martial arts world, boxing background, into filmmaking, because actually there isn't enough people who have got the skills to pull off these movies who are being brought into movie making. And to actually see Ed in a completely different light. He's not in a headguard, he hasn't got boxing gloves on, he's not sparring, he's not in a ring. He's behind the camera and he's actually acting, he's out of his comfort zone, doing something different. He just looks like he's settled into it so beautifully.
That's what I'm saying.
So beautifully.
He absolutely crushed it.
I mean, just looking at that bit from that reel, it's like, whoa, that's Ed. He looks like a completely...
He tries to edit like Edgar Wright. He picks a song and
Loved
then you
it.
edit to the beat.
It was fantastic. Kudos to you, man.
I appreciate that.
Really, really good.
There is a scene when you see Seeing Red, you know what I'm talking about, but there is a scene where you really see Ed going from this doubt-driven kind of Shakespearean character, a bit of a Hamlet, But there is a scene where he actually goes into a bit more vulnerable. At one point, he almost looks like a young boy.
Yeah.
And it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes. No, he crushed it. Like,
But this is what I'm saying.
kudos to Chad.
With the time constraints that we put on ourselves, with the equipment that we have, with the constraints that we do have, our movies come out in quite a raw way. People do seem to like that, which is.
I was going to say, I love raw movies. I do love movies that sometimes they do have a little bit of they could have done that, and they could that, but it's raw. I used to love. I know people laugh, but I used to love watching the Channel 4 television programs late at night, because you would look at them and it was just a raw television program. You could tell it wasn't a mainstream thing. It was just put together by a couple of mates in a shed or whatever, and it was riveting watching.
Now
you know,
it's too polished. Like I keep seeing these amazing stills from people's movies.
Yeah.
But then when I watch them, they're empty.
Yeah.
But they're so crispy. They're so crisp, and you go, you have all the equipment.
There's no feeling to it.
But you've just made something, so you make it look cool.
I mean, Ron Barrow. How many views has Ron Barrow got now?
70,000. Did you put this on?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is on. Okay.
I had a guy in my gym, funny enough. My claim to fame. He came up to me and he was like, "Hey,
I know you from
I know you from somewhere." And I was like, "Oh no, did I piss somebody off in Sainsbury's, or was I rude to his brother or something along those lines?" He was like,
his dad.
I was like, no, and he was like, "Oh, you were in that movie." Yeah. He goes, "I haven't finished watching it yet." He goes, "Well, I started watching it." He said it was on YouTube, and I was like, "Oh, Ramboro." And he was like, "That's it." He goes, "You played the coach, didn't you? You played the boxing coach." And deep down inside, I was like, they make me play the boxing coach all the time.
We're gonna get you
All the time.
We're gonna get you something special.
Next
for
he's
one.
gonna play
a pimp. I want you to play pimp.
Oh, please, God.
a pimp with a heart
Stereotypical
of
pimp.
diamond.
Oh, yeah. Well, what did I tell you, bitch? Give me the money or get your ass out. Because I ain't going to tell you again. And then as soon as it all goes, as soon as she goes, phone up, I didn't mean that. Honestly, no, sorry, darling. Come back. No, but, you know, it's one of those things where I actually find that the rawer it is, I think it's like. Have you ever seen? There was a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's an 80s movie.
Hercules in the big city.
No, so he played like a hitman.
Oh, okay. Red something.
Yes,
he's a Russian and he's with the big guy with the big
that's
forehead.
it.
Yes.
Now that movie.
Red Dawn.
Is it Red Dawn?
No, it's not Red.
No, it's not Red Dawn.
It's not Red Dawn. I know which way he's wearing a very strict uniform.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's a raw movie. It's an 80s movie, and if you look at a lot of the 80s movies,
they're amazing,
that we grew up with, the Van Dammes and the Dolph Lundgrens and all that, and you look at some of them, you just think, Jesus Christ, he's just kicked him through 4 plate glass windows, a Camaro, a truck, and he's landed on his back. But it was like, it was raw, it was at night, it was always raining.
It was because it was real. It was like they put these people through glass.
Yeah.
People got hit, people got hurt, people almost died. We've lost that really. That's why Chinese movies in the olden days were crazy. Jackie Chan has broken everything.
Yeah.
We've lost impact. Impact doesn't happen. In Rambaro, Ben headbutted Ardash, and I was able to capture it.
Yeah.
And it is my favorite scene. It was just like
sound of that headbutt is just. We didn't.
I was like, Ardash.
But do you get concerned? No, but do you get concerned that people will sit back now and just go, "Oh my God, they're just free Neanderthals, they're just Neanderthals. They just want to see fighting and blood. You know, boxing coach, you got a boxer, you got this geezer,
Never been in the gym.
I would invite
jiu-jitsu geezer, can do a good massage and all,
Ah, yes,
But,
that's me.
but then you're going to have guys going, "Nah, but they're my type of blokes."
But that's
real.
what blokey movies used to be. I think we've lost. My whole concern is that we lose manly spaces and guys don't know where to grow anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
And they become
I feel like I'm about to shoot myself now, but so Charlie's Angels.
Oh, that was
Okay.
shit. The new
So
one.
the original television program, Charlie's Angels. Okay, so we're coming back to the start of our conversation now with Feminine Wild. You had Farrah Fawcett. You know, you had Cheryl Ladd. You know, you had these beautiful they were absent, but they could do these amazing things. And then they made Charlie's Angels the movie Full Throttle, and it was Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. And I watched that movie and I sat there and I honestly went, what in the actual
what's this shit?
fuckity doodah is this? But then my wife actually flipped it on its head and she goes, yeah, but what if you're a 12-year-old girl? And I was like, oh, that's a really, really good point. This movie actually isn't really being put out for the boys, is it? It's a movie that's been put out for the girls. So it's showing the girls you can be just as masculine and tough as the boys.
Do we want, because I've been a teacher in primary schools.
Right.
When we look at genders, so we look at people.
Yeah.
Boys do boy-y things, right?
Yeah.
They will pick blue, they will play with trucks. Girls will pick the more girly things like pink, and they'll play with dolls. Doesn't mean there isn't a crossover. It doesn't mean that the ball won't pick up a doll. But more often than not, that doll is involved in a fight. When a girl picks up a car or a truck, she puts her dolly on it and they go to the shops. Doesn't mean that there aren't girls that do both and they like having fights with the boys, and there isn't that crossover. But I'm just saying we need spaces that can be both for the boys and also women can have their own spaces as well. We don't always have to mix.
Well, I mean, we do now. Point well taken. You do now have women-only gyms.
I know, but are there men-only gyms?
No.
But that's what.
But I don't know if there are. I don't know. Are there? Are there men-only gyms?
Not that I'm aware of. I think also.
But you used to have men-only clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But there are points like there's been boys' schools that have gotten in girls
and girls' schools as well. Yeah.
But there hasn't been that many girls' schools that have encouraged that have been now they're also mixing. It's very rare. It's like if you look at St. Benedict's, it used to be a boys' school,
right?
And now then it became a mixed school.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean because boys actually do better in mixed schools. Girls do better in girls' schools.
So good point.
Scientifically proven.
So the high school that I went to, it was renamed and it was boys only school. My older brother used to go there, and then it changed because it used to be called Balderston, and it was boys' school, and then it changed to Elthorne. Yes, if there's any Elthorne students out there, I went to Elthorne, and I was one of the last years in the 80s before they closed it down for a little while,
and
they reopened it again. Yeah, but back then, the boys' schools were boys' schools. They taught them to do metalwork and woodwork, and
sports were different as
well.
A
lot of physical education. I mean, I'll be honest with you, when I was growing up in high school. When we were doing judo, you would never get the girls doing judo with the boys. It was always girls, boys.
With combat sports, I think it's good to train with both genders.
Absolutely.
But then it's also like you don't compete with both genders.
No.
You compete separately. What I'm advocating for is that when men have a man's space, it shouldn't be deemed as misogynistic or derogatory to women. We don't hate women.
But you're going to find that hard now. You're going to find that hard now in this day and age.
Why?
It's really difficult because everybody has all their different views on why you shouldn't have it.
Why do you think men shouldn't have a space for just boys.
But it's not. He's not talking about. He doesn't think.
No.
that it should
But,
be,
I'd want to see like what. Do you agree or
Yeah, no, I do. I believe there should be spaces for men to go and be men, but it's how they're going to be men.
But this is the thing.
I
Man
don't.
becomes hard to define.
So I wouldn't want my grandson to go to a men's club where all you're talking about is how you're going to put down a woman or how you're going to treat a woman. And unfortunately, back in the day, that's a lot of what was going on. It was, and I have to say, it was very misogynistic.
Yeah.
You know, so women shouldn't drive. You know, all that type of stuff. I know some women that drive better than I do.
I don't drive. My mom, I've been driven around by Ellie all my life. She's an amazing driver. Please drive me around, Ellie. But what I'm trying to say
Just
is
don't let him wear a seatbelt and brake sharply on a regular basis.
But it's also like we need, as boys, we do need a bit of locker room talk. We do need a bit of freedom where we can say the most
banter.
heinous things to each
banter,
other
yeah.
and about the world and not be judged for it.
But don't you think women have that space? Don't you think women?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Women do have that space.
They
do.
They're able to sit and have a conversation and literally just vent their spleens.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, we both need that space where we just get to be moronic, stupid, misogynistic, racist, idiotic to each other. After it ends, it's locker room talk, boys.
Oh yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. It's like we need that where it's not deemed as bad or evil. But if you take those views and then you put them in the outside world, that's when it becomes evil. That's when it becomes bad.
I agree.
And you need men.
I do agree.
To, if you see another brother or friend start to do that, to pull them aside and go, don't do that. But that space needs to be safe for that to happen.
See some of the comedians.
Yeah. Exactly.
Man, some of the stuff that some of these people come out with, even me at 56 years of age, I do actually stop sometimes and go, yo, did he or she just
but
say
that's
that?
comedy. Comedy makes your asshole just go, oh shit.
It's like, oh my God.
But you still laugh. You still laugh.
It's good.
But as a 56-year-old man, I can take myself out of that and go backwards and say, yeah, but I can relate it to some of the television programs that I used to watch in the 60s, in the 70s and 80s. There used to be a television program which was very, very popular. A lot of people who are my age who are watching this now will go, ooh, yeah, but man, oh.
It's funny.
It was called Love Thy Neighbour, and it was a black couple.
Nice.
And a white couple
Lovely.
who used to live next door to each other, okay? It was freaking carnage between the two husbands, okay? I'm not even going to use some of the words that they used to call each other, but on a daily basis, you used to go to school,
Yeah.
and the kids would be calling each other by those rather nasty nicknames. Yeah, and it was like it was accepted. It was I've actually heard older people say, yeah, but it was a better time. It was a better time. For who?
Yeah, for who?
For who?
The whole belief system is if we're mates and we all love each other and we understand, we should be allowed to say quite heinous things to each other.
Yeah.
If someone goes, don't say that, you kind of do your best not to say those things.
You touched my knee.
I know.
That's gay.
That's pretty gay.
But
But it's also like we come to a point where if those things slip out, our friendship doesn't die on that. You don't deem me as a bad person. I'm trying my best. You're trying your best. I would never say anything that will put you down in front of other people.
Yeah.
I would never.
Are you sure about that?
I mean, I will misspell your name to the nth degree because it's funny. But never will I go to an environment where you need to be a certain way and go, Micah's shit at the thing that he's trying to do. Do you see what I mean?
I think you can be a bit clumsy at times, but so can I. But whenever you're clumsy, sometimes I remind myself, okay, he's human. He's not evil. He's not like, oh, how can I crush this man's soul? Sometimes you just...
Yeah, but there's so many people out there that are like that, though, aren't they? They're just... Was it the cancel culture?
Yeah.
Someone says something and they literally...
They lynch.
He said what? oh my God, get this on social media. We got to show this person how nasty this person is. It's like
anything.
For guys who grew up like us, who were actually taught how to forgive and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
that's the way it was both raised. For me, I'm just like, what happened to the concept of forgiveness?
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not-
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not-
I
it's
hear
not
that,
forgiveness.
but-
It's more like it was right now. It's the same with marketing. Marketing is done on fear. It's not done on the positivity of something. Like if you're selling boxing, it's like you don't want to get knocked down in front of your missus, do you?
Yeah.
To boxing. For massage, it's like you don't want to end up crippled by 50, do you? Come for a massage. It's never marketed on the positives of things.
Yeah, always on the negatives.
It's always on the negatives. It's
Yeah.
like you don't want to be a pussy, train jujitsu. You don't want to be a fucking a loser. Come do my course on cryptocurrency. Why can't I?
I'll be honest with you. I actually get where you're coming from with the negativity side of it, and it's funny because I was sat at home watching television the other day, and it was like 12:30, 1 o'clock, right? And I'm just literally pottering around the house. The TV's on, and I swear, I shit you not, every fourth advert was, "Have you done your will?" There are
They know.
people
They
in
know.
your life who will really need you when you've gone. And I'm like, I'm still here. What are you talking about? You could die suddenly, and your will be really. And it's like, and I'm like, what? This is like literally every fourth advert.
It's fear. Everything's fear. Everything. It's like war's coming. The milk's
Yeah,
more
that's
expensive.
why I don't. That's why I just don't. I don't
The
watch
tap
the news
water's making the
constantly.
frogs gay. It's just like,
Watching the news is literally the most depressing some bitch to do. It really is.
Listen,
It's one of those things where I think the more depressing. That's why I've literally I'll post on social media. I'll kind of make it a little bit funny now, rather than trying to be so
this is the thing. That's
serious
good.
about
During
it.
war.
But also not just dolling everything up to make it look. Sometimes I'll just post crap. You know, I said to someone the other day, I could post my feet running down the road and then post it as a story. By the end of the day, there's like 105 people have watched me run down the street, a white pair of trainers, little black legs running down the road, and it's like, it's running down the road. Yes, it's not polished. I haven't done this to other. Everything at this moment in time, I find, seems to be so negative. There's not going to be any oil. There's not going to be any food. There's not going to be any of this. This price is going to go up. The news, it makes you feel so depressed, which is why I always even say to my daughter, don't watch that shit. Forget it.
times of war always brought the best comedy and the darkest, funniest shit.
Humour. The darkest humour.
Yeah, but this is what I'm getting at. Whenever I speak to people in the indie film club that we started, and people tell me about a depressing idea, not something they've lived through or are going through, but something they'll make up to get an award or to, because the story that you've written is personal. A lot of people are writing sadness through imagination.
Yeah.
That I think is just stupid. I think that's stupid, and that's a very selfish thing to try and win awards, because it's not a personal story.
Because it's not real.
It's not real.
genuine.
It's like going through a crazy hardship just to try and win something. Now, if I'm writing something that's a bit heartbreaking, I want to have excitement in it if I'm making shit up.
So you're talking from a writing aspect. You're talking
Writing,
about
filmmaking, just an aspect of like the time we're in currently. We need more levity, a bit more humor, a bit more realness, but not with such a downward pull into reality. Because reality is hard. But that's not what we should
I
be.
probably could have used a little bit more humor in Seeing Red. The problem is, I just, when I started writing, I
it's
promised
a
myself that
personal
would be real, and I would be expressing the doubts and fears that I have for the future, for the world, and also the way I see the world since COVID. A little bit of a post-COVID atmosphere where people are really dicks. And yeah, I didn't manage to fit all you, but thankfully you added some because you're.
But that's
really,
what I'm saying. It's like your story is personal. That's why people get behind it.
It is personal, but it's ugly at the same time. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make it real, but the
The best
result
things
of it
are.
is
The best things are. Even like comedy, when it's real, it's quite ugly. Comedy is tragedy, but far away. or something
That's
like
a
that.
good. That's a good way to put it.
No, I think
right?
there's like someone said that, but I'm butchering it.
Oh, you jaded up.
Yeah, I did it up. But this is what I'm getting at. It's like we're almost there. We're all making stuff, and we need to wrap up our podcast. So I'm trying to go. How do we wrap this shit up?
Well, that's how.
There we go. Fuck you.
No, he's not. No,
I don't actually know why I came here. Probably mainly for the coffee and just to get out
Was
of the
it good
house.
coffee at least?
It was a great coffee,
right,
mate.
that's-
Thank you
that's
very
good,
much.
that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Very
Thanks to our
welcome.
sponsor, these sweets.
Where are they?
Check these out.
Slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show